Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook. Get a sign-up bonus of 200% up to $25,000 when joining today. Sign up now. Terms and conditions apply.
Vote for IFL in this year's Sports Podcast Awards. Go to www.sportspodcastgroup.com and vote for us in Best Combat Sports Podcast and the Diverse Voices Awards categories. IFL Pod, available across all major streaming platforms now.
This is Joe Pugh for IFL TV. New year, new you, Kalle. Yeah?
IFL TV, I love that. It's got a ring to it, Joe. You've got proper name, Joe Pugh. That sounds like saying American, like, you know, Joe Pugh Presents. I like it. Star quality name. Love it.
America, I prefer Essex, really, but
you know, Essex to Vegas. Eddie, Essex to Vegas.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Do I invoice you for this damaged mic? Because Elle used it to. It was this mic. It was.
Cause trouble wherever you go, mate. Yeah. Bit tasty, wasn't it? Yeah.
Weren't really happy to see that.
Say anything. I remember the last time. Not last time, but I remember a press conference a while ago where Mark Tibbsy, who's in her corner, used the mic on. Well, it almost hit me. It was Derek Chisora, Dillian White. Yeah.
That's got to be the most infamous press conference.
I've got to speak to Tibbsy about that. I wonder if that's like a thing they do in training with the mics.
Well, yeah, he's here this week. You can stick it on him. But let's get to it. Misfits X Series 12. Who is this mystery opponent?
It's you, Joe. It's you, mate. You look in shape. You've had a good Christmas, clearly.
Shape. Key is the shape.
The mystery opponent. I've seen a lot of names bandied around online. All wrong. All wrong. You're going to be surprised, people.
Does Ed know who he's fighting?
He's had to make weight. He's normally at heavyweight.
Okay. So he's had a shit Christmas, really, then, hasn't he?
Terrible Christmas, but no turkey for him. In fact, his turkey was drier than the Sahara.
It was meant to be HS Tiki Toki. Can we reveal why he got replaced by Ed?
There's some things outside the ring, opportunities and stuff like down the road, so was a bit of a strategic move. So yeah, well, see him later in the year.
Well, we will see HS on a Misfits card
later in the year.
Okay. Also on the card we've got not Logan Paul. He isn't Logan Paul, is he?
There's a couple of names up there. There's one Most Wanted. The other one's not Logan Paul. So when you ask questions, it's always very confusing when you're answering them. Like, how's Most Wanted? I'm thinking, what Most Wanted? Like, I don't know, that's his name. Not Logan Paul. Okay. Mate, this space is so mad and so wild. I never know what to really make of someone until boxing-wise, until I've seen them fight, obviously, because it's not like you can go back and trawl hours of amateur fights and footage. You've got to sort of look at like what they actually deliver when they stand in the ring and not the press conferences and the weigh-ins. I'll say one thing in this space: never judge a book by its cover.
One of the stranger characters on the card, Fez Batista.
You say strange, but he's got a hell of a story, eh? I mean, it's a hell of a story. But yeah, mad character. But I don't find him any stranger than the rest of them. It's all mad.
Unique, misfits. I think, yeah.
It's all misfits, you know? Yeah. So, yeah.
Would you have rather had the Prime or the Forged Stout?
Dry January, I'm trying it. I started a little bit late, because I like them first couple of days in January with a good glass, and then so I'm starting a bit late, but I am on Dry January. But I do love a Forged Irish Stout. I had the privilege of trying one up in Manchester not so long ago, and yeah, they're fantastic.
I prefer the term damp January, just a few.
Mine, unfortunately, is dry. That's why I look so fresh.
Yeah, very fresh. A lot fresher than me, anyway. Just on Misfits as a whole.
Dry January. You only start doing that when you're 30 plus.
Yeah, stick to 30 plus. Misfits as a whole, what is going on in your words? I don't know if you're the right person to ask really, but this whole PBA situation, who will be licensing Misfits going forward?
Not really much of a situation as such. You know, there's the whole situation was, we felt also for our global approach needed a different approach, and yeah, I mean we've worked well with them over that time, and that's what it is. You know, we got, at the end of the day, you got to look when it's a show where you use a commission like as such. They're providing the referees, the medicals, insurance, which we do ourselves. So you'll see it's the same doctors as usual, and the referee, the judges. They are, like, if you look at them, there's some that have done, you know, world title fights. They've done the World Boxing Super Series. Some of them from done amateur the Olympics. So it's very high level, and they're more than capable of doing 4, 5, or 6 rounders. You know, so very not really something. I was so surprised that it was, you know, that much interest in it at the time, but it's sort of died off now. So all good. We move forward.
Well, we will move forward to a show that you announced yesterday, I believe, Eurovision. Sam Egginton versus Abbas Baru. That is some fight.
I'm happy you like it. It's gone down really well. Wait till you see the actual fight. I mean, the styles of them is going to be super interesting. You know, we know Sam's a battler, a warrior. I've promoted Abbas since his first fight. Absolute slick fighter, has added to his game, going through, coming over to train in the UK, and you know he's a real prospect. This is his toughest test by far to date, I think, and you know he's got European title, wins that, and he's at the big table. Sam's going to have his ideas. It's going to be an amazing fight, and in a cracking place to put boxing on. Telford, best atmosphere I think I've sampled, to be honest. I did 1999, I'll never forget. Richie Woodall, Marcus Beyer, WBC Super Middleweight World Championship. I just remember it, craziest atmosphere. We did a show there last year as well, and it's fantastic. The atmosphere is banging. It's a great venue. Channel 5, fantastic.
Can you reveal any more of the card yet?
Not just yet. Next week though. But you know, like, listen, if you look at those Channel 5 cards we did last year, I'd say if I was giving myself grades, and I'd be very strict on it. And Nissa does the cards, to be fair. So I'd say I'd give him a B plus on the cards. I'd say 2 of the 6 or 7 we did were A's, and maybe 1 C. I'll throw a C in there as well. I'll be critical on him, but fantastic cards throughout. So I'm going to give ourselves an A minus. But this year we're going A plus.
Certainly, we hope so. But one of those.
By the way, we got 2 out of the top 10. Two of the top 10 fights of the year were British fights of the year.
Antwi Cartwright was one of them, yeah?
Yeah, correct. And it's so important at that level when you've got great fights and people can see them. Record numbers last year again for Channel 5.
Talk of Samuel Antwi, we was led to believe at the back end of last year that he was fighting Jack McGann. I think we all thought that was happening until 2-3 days ago when it was announced Jack McGann was on one of the Saudi cards. So that fight a little bit uncertain now?
Yeah, it's something we're dealing at the moment. So next week we'll be able to say a little bit more about.
Move on to someone who finished off 2023 with fireworks, I think. Josh Kelly, we were all there up in Sunderland, the very cold Sunderland, but that was some entertainment that night. What is next for him? I'm
still recovering from that amazing knockout. We were there and we enjoyed ourselves up in Sunderland pre-Christmas. Feels like a long time ago now, but massive year. In talks for a really big fight for Josh Kelly right now. Really big fight. like really big fight. So, I wish I could tell you.
You can.
I can't tell you.
Right.
I can't, but I really want to.
Is it a Brit?
Yes, a Brit.
I think I know, but I'm not going to say.
Really, really good, and it's a super exciting. It's a proper mainstream fight. So we pulled that off, and the year's off to a flyer. We don't pull that off. We got a good plan B as well. But that's the one I wish I could tell you now.
Last little prod at this, right? And you don't have to answer this. Has the potential opponent, the A opponent, has he been in a few very big fights recently?
Good question. I'll put it this way: he's a big name, and I'll give you something else on it. I've talked about all these fighters around that weight. He's one of them.
I think I know, but I'm not going to say. But I don't know.
Because I want to tell you, but I can't. I really do. Until we can get it done, it's not done. So I think both sides want to do it, and it's a big fight.
Okay. Your other fighter who is moving up in weight. We know Josh Kelly might be moving up to get these big fights, but one fighter that's definitely moving up to 147 is Harlem Eubank.
Yes.
When are we out? When is he out? We got news. What's going on with him?
He will be out in the first quarter. Just working on. Actually, met with him yesterday. Met with Eubank Senior yesterday. Very good meeting. Discussed Harlem's 2024 and what's potentially next. Very exciting stuff. Probably a couple of weeks off getting that finished.
Could go back to Brighton?
I'd love to go back to Brighton. I think it was a good start, great show. But I also think that we can take Brighton to another level.
Is the long-term plan to try and get to that Amex? Whether that be in Harlem or Junior?
That's the sort of stuff you want to build a career on. Look at fighters want that. Ask Tony Bellew. Ask Tony Bellew whether his highlight was some of his big fights. He would always tell you, no, that fight at Everton, that was his moment. So as a fighter, we'll look at the career and say, oh, he fought that. Remember that when he fought him? No. For the fighter, it's that hometown big fight. So that's something of course, we'll try and build. You've got to build to it. Ask Tony how many times he fought in Liverpool to build up his fan base, So you've got to get there.
From one Eubank to the other, what is happening with Junior? It's kind of gone quiet, I know.
He seems to be doing very well on poker. I've seen that on Instagram.
We want him in the ring, though, Kalle. We want him in the ring.
We spoke last week. Good team meeting. We're making progress in terms of developing what the plan could be.
Is there still a little bit of disappointment at the Conor Ben? Yeah, you are, yeah. Is there still a bit of disappointment with not getting the Conor Ben over the line or not?
It wasn't mentioned in the call,
okay.
But at the moment it's like developing a strategy of being aloof on it. I'm trying to be aloof on it. I have to be a bit aloof on it because I don't want to rattle any cages.
Just a couple quick ones then. Lyndon Arthur.
Yes.
Obviously, it wasn't to be out in Saturday on the day of reckoning, but good go.
Gave it a great go. 9th round. Caught in body. Was it time for 10th? Time for 10th. I thought my TV went because Nissa was over there with him. He rattled him, didn't he? He had his moment. Didn't probably too much respect. Didn't step on it then. But great spirit for him. That was being on that card. So I said, mate, you can't lose anything here. You just go and give it your best, and that's what he done. Mate, that Bivol is another level, isn't it? But again, watch it back, 10th round, and he's hurting. So he'll take something out of that, and like I said, those domestic fights, big ones aren't there out there this year to be made. Yard. See if Callum comes back. I'd say, by the way, on Callum, I'll just say on Callum Smith, fantastic words he used. I thought it really spoke to me when a fighter says, you know, the way that his words after the fight, his choice of words after the fight, having worked with him in the World Boxing Super Series. He's a fantastic guy and he's had a fantastic career. Whatever he does now is cool, but he's given a lot to this sport and he's a fantastic fighter. Callum Smith, then, you know, you've got Aziz Bouatsi happening. Winner of that is interesting, of course. A good fight. The loser of that might be interesting as well. So there's good names on that level, and you know we'll pick ourselves back up. You know, for him it was a big deal over there, and great stuff.
Last one, you mentioned Saudi Arabia there. Right, Kalle?
Yeah, well, I mean, fucking. What's going on? We've hired this room for 4 days and then they're climbing up there.
It's fine. Right.
Right, okay.
Calm down.
No, I'm calm. I'm calm. It's January.
They need to calm down.
Yeah.
Calm.
You calm down. Right.
I won't mess with you on the terraces of Tottenham. How are Tottenham getting on lately now? They started off really well, didn't they?
Yeah, we're having a Spursy season, aren't we? You know, it will all come down to the second half. Big boys are back, you know.
West Ham are catching up with you, mate. So,
mate, yeah, it's not. Listen, you lot, right? Turn up and start singing. We're the champions of Europe. You'll never sing that. Are you winding me up? Put you in the Intertoto. No, what's it called? I can't even remember the name of it.
I technically have a European trophy.
I've got a lot of pals who are West Ham. I did say after that. I thought that was fantastic. But I mean, you've got to see the humour in that. We'll have a good second half of the season. Right,
last one. This is, you talk about Saudi Arabia. We saw His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh say about the Queensbury versus Matchroom. Surely Wasserman have got to get involved in this. There's some fights to be made with all the big promotional platforms.
We'll take the winners. No, you know what? You know what they're delivering down there. You know, His Excellency Turkey, Dr. Khan. Spencer was very instrumental. What Warren's done down there, Eddie's done down there, what we've delivered down there, we're going to deliver down there, and all the other promoters who've done stuff down there. You know, I remember doing the first card down there, the first massive big one, which was Callum Smith versus George Groves, 218 was the first one. It's a great place to promote, but what is now happening is it's reinvigorated the sport by delivering fights. So it's stepped in at an essential time for big fights at heavyweight to happen, and I think that will come down to other weight classes as well. Bivol Beterbiev would be, who wouldn't want to watch that? But they've really, Turkey is the most powerful man in boxing right now, overnight, in a few months, and that's very good because he's not he's not on any sides, so it's like, it's like he's got a wish list and he knows his stuff. They know their stuff as well, that historical. So the stuff that they put on is really like, you look at it as a fan. I forget being a promoter now. I look at it as a fan and I'm just like sitting there. The day of reckoning, the day before Christmas, Christmas has come early, and then now, like, we just put together the Breeders of Pattaya Part 2. Go watch the first one. Tell me that ain't an amazing fight for them to make again, because they know the game. They actually really study it, and that's the part. It's not like they're going out there willy-nilly just signing big fights. They're actually looking at it and saying, right, no, that's something that makes sense, and that's really impressive.
Excellent. Kalle, thank you very much for being to IFL TV. Tune into The Zone, Misfits X Series 12.
Live on The Zone.
Cheers, mate.
Wall Street Memes Casino.
I'm fine.
And Sportsbook. Get a sign-up bonus of 200% up to $25,000 when joining today. Sign up now. Terms and conditions apply.
Vote for IFL in this year's Sports Podcast Awards. Go to www.sportspodcastgroup.com and vote for us in Best Combat Sports Podcast and the Diverse Voices Awards categories. IFL Pod, available across all major streaming platforms now.